I can't say I'm looking forward to it. I wanted to give you a little bit of a health update. That would be a bit much for anybody. Nobody wants to see that. But Hi guys, Ree here from mummyof4.com. Welcome back to my channel and another weekly vlog. So how have you been? I say good morning because it's morning here. Probably isn't morning necessarily where you are. I don't know, let me know. Do you have like a time of day where you sit down and you watch YouTube, or is it just kind of have on in the background? According to my YouTube analytics, most of you guys on this channel are more likely to be watching on like your phone or a tablet. Let me know if that's the case. And apparently more people that watch my Disney channel watch just on an actual TV. So I thought that was interesting. Maybe just to me, but I thought it was interesting. Anyway, I wanted to give you a little bit of a health update because some stuff has happened since my last weekly vlog. I can't remember if I touched on this on Instagram or not, but either way, I thought I'd give you a lowdown here. I think I've talked about before that for quite a while now, I've been having crazy heavy periods. And I say quite a while, probably since I stopped breastfeeding my youngest when she was 2 and she's now 5.5. My periods have been back or with a vengeance. Sorry if this is TMI, if you're eating or whatever, you want to skip ahead to the next bit, but it's been like postnatal level bleeding and not much fun for me. So with that has come like feeling ridiculously like almost fluey. I felt so drained, having to stay very close to the toilet, tidy myself up hourly, and migraines and incredible pain, and just feeling ill and gross for a lot of the month. So as you can imagine, that's not been much fun. I did, after a lot of you were like, you need to get this sorted, Ree. Like, I know, if this was happening to my children, I wouldn't allow it to go on, and yet we put ourselves at the bottom of the heap, don't we, when it comes to getting things sorted. So anyway, I've been on the waiting list. The GP referred me to a gynae consultant over a year ago. I went for a scan. They couldn't find anything, but as a lot of you pointed out when I've discussed this, a lot of you that have been through something similar, that a lot of the things they're looking for wouldn't come up on a scan. They kind of just do a scan because maybe they'd find something obvious, but a lot of the problems that cause this kind of thing don't show up on scan. So anyway, I had another scan because I had a referral, I had another referral, it went nowhere. And the woman in the scan was like, look, whatever's wrong with you isn't going to be found on the scan. You really need to chase gynecology. So I physically went to the gynecology department in the hospital and said, look, please help me. I've got 4 children and quite frankly, for a week or 2 out of the month, I'm just not coping. I'm feeling really awful and drained and like I need help. Like, can I have an appointment? So they said, well, it's not a department, you have to go to the appointments department because I'm not allowed to deal with you until you're physically put under a consultant with an appointment. So I had to phone the appointments department, which is in a different hospital. I was on the hold for half an hour and then they were like, oh, sorry, you need to go back to your GP and get them to chase it. It's just like, ugh, I'm so fed up of this not being sorted. So I've been back onto the GP. They send me for blood tests, which I can't have for a couple of weeks because of COVID apparently. And then they will have all the ammunition they need. Apparently if my blood something have fallen below something, they can expedite the referral because apparently being on the waiting list for all that time isn't enough of a reason, and rough and rubbish for so long isn't enough of a reason. So that's my little health update. So a massive thank you to everyone who has sent messages of support, and those of you who gently and with love have been nagging me to get this sorted, because I know we just don't prioritize ourselves. I think when we become mothers, we're like, it's all about our children, which is great. And obviously, you know, that's what you're supposed to do, aren't you? You're supposed to prioritize your children. But when it comes to you can't make time to look after yourself, that's all very well until whatever is wrong makes you make time for it by just making you so ill you can't function. So what's the saying? If you can't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. And this was becoming such a problem, I guess it is such an ongoing problem, that it does make me ill for a number of days a month, not just inconvenienced, you know. So I'm on the case. I will try and carve out the time because it's important to do so to get it sorted. Anyway, I am now going to have a little bit of a tidy up because Little and often is kind of my motto. I've had some questions sent in on Instagram. I'm going to try and answer a few through this vlog. I think I'll keep doing that a bit more often because it's quite a nice way to kind of answer things without doing a formal Q&A, just answer them kind of sprinkled through the, you know, my content. So either make sure you follow me on Instagram, and then when I pop up a question box, you can put your questions in there. Or if you've got a question that you want me to answer in a future vlog, type in the comments of this vlog, start it with like question, maybe put it in capital letters, question, and then write question. And then I'll know that that's something that you would like me to answer in a video as opposed to just, you know, chat about in the comments. I think that would be quite a good way to answer questions in the future. Anyway, gonna have a really super quick tidy up because one of the questions was, how do you stay on top of keeping things tidy? I feel like I just constantly chase my children around tidying. Now, obviously this is something I could talk about all day and I'd probably do an extended video on at some point, but in short, little and often, short bursts of picking things up and staying on top of it. Create systems and declutter, so there's the last two tidy, and then just quick pick up, and get your children involved when they're quite young. So I'm not really practicing what I preach right now because there's stuff everywhere and we didn't make time to tidy it before we went to school. But normally before like we leave for school, before dinner or whatever, I say, right, you know, in 5 minutes or whatever, it's gonna be tidy up time. And we do tidying up before we leave for school, before we have dinner, before they go to bed, because it does help to keep on top of it.
We've been through a lot, holding hands while screaming at each other. And I don't know how to start, but I still love you like I do. It breaks my heart, no text, no calls from you. You could shake this off, but you're not that tough with me.
So I've got a bit of work done. I've now come out to film some come shop with me videos. I'm hoping to get to not one but two different places and film the full come shop with me and get home in time to film the hauls before I have to go and do the school run. So I'm going to run off and do that now. Those will probably be completely separate videos, so make sure you're subscribed with bell notifications on so you don't miss those when they go live. I will let you know when I've finished how many I got round and what they were and when you can expect those videos. Okay, so a few things happened. I went to B&M. I filmed a come shop with me. I've just filmed the haul, but I've not edited it. Now, by the time you see this, it will already be live on the channel, so I will link that below. Then I also have been to Primark and I managed to film in there. I have just filmed the haul, but not before. So basically I did all the shopping. I got absolutely soaked coming back to the house. Then I had to dash to get the children and then wait for my husband to get home so I could film the haul portions of the video. So all that is done. But now my office looks like this. Let me just show you. Like every time I film, that it looks like this. See? So I've got my massive camera and my ring light. But look at the state of the place. Like there's just stuff everywhere. Like ugh. So I'm now gonna deal with all of that. And if you saw the B&M haul that I've not yet edited, but it is already live, woo, you'll know that I bought these number blocks for the children to help with a little bit of maths and stuff. The girlies are in their PJs. Why are you in your PJs this time of day, girls?
Because it has been raining.
We got absolutely soaked on the way home from school. So we're just going to have a look at what's in this little set.
It's faces.
They're faces. They're cool, aren't they? So do you know which faces belong on which number blocks, girlies?
Look.
You can look on the box.
This one belongs on 3. This one belongs on 5. This is 10.
Yeah?
Oh,
You do like the number blocks, don't you? So I thought when you're doing counting and maths and stuff.
1, 2, 3, 4. Why is there numbers? These numbers.
I don't really know. Oh, they've got numbers. The clear numbers go on top of the number blocks to see
Here's 1.
which ones.
That's 1.
To like
one.
number them.
This is can I please have one?
The numbers are their hats.
Mummy, here's one.
Okay, well you can pop
Can I
number
please
one
have
on that. Health update part 2. Now what I think I forgot to mention when I updated you guys yesterday was when I spoke to that woman on the phone in appointments, having been on hold for half an hour, and then quite frankly she really did just fob me off. I said, well look, I'm really not happy because I've been asked to phone you and to chase this. I've been told that it is urgent and it really should have been dealt with by now by someone in the department. So could you please put me through to the complaints department? So she put me through to complaints and I left an answer phone message because that's how they handle things. Anyway, someone did phone me back and say that they were going to look into it. But then, yesterday, while I was actually at the checkout in B&M, I had a phone call back from someone in the actual gynecology department saying that, you know, they were so sorry that I'd had to, they didn't call it the complaints department, they called it like the people processing quality, I don't know, whatever they call it that isn't complaints. And I said, look, I don't want to kick up a stink or anything, but I just feel like really, this is really impacting my life and I just really need some help. I need it sorted, please. So she said, that's no problem. She was going to try and get a consultant to like get me on their list or something. So hopefully be seen within the next 4 months or whatever. It's like, look, whatever. If you can get me seen as quickly as possible, I'd be really grateful, thank you. The sooner the better. And then today, I had a phone call from an actual consultant. I had a telephone consultation, asked all sorts of in-depth questions, like from height and weight to all my medical history and all the things to help decide like how to proceed. And I've now been booked in tomorrow for a biopsy, bloods, and they are going to fit the coil to try that out. Hopefully that will help ease my symptoms. But then I guess the bloods and the biopsy, what it is, or to rule things out. So yeah, that I would say is a result. I guess the moral of the story is if it's not something you'd accept for your children, because obviously if I felt like my children really needed medical attention and I felt like they were like slipping through the cracks of the system, I would do what I could to speak to the right people and ensure that they were seen. If you do it for your children, then perhaps you should do it for yourself as well, because if you're not at your fittest and healthiest, how can you be the best for your children? So yeah, that's the moral of this little story. We will see tomorrow how it all goes. They are going to give me a full checkup exam thing, which I can probably think of more fun things to do, but quite frankly, I'm so sick of feeling ill every month with this that I just will be grateful for whatever they can do to sort it out. And if that means examinations and things, then so be it. That is a small price to pay for getting this sorted. And in other news, as well as getting a little work done today, I have been to have my nails done. So I know I had a comment on one of my videos recently saying, can you show us your nails? And I did have them done for Disney. They were kind of like Disneyland Paris 30th themed, but they were done a month ago, those nails. So they were looking a little bit shabby earlier, but I'm really pleased with my new nails. Pinks and sparkles and things. I did over lockdown buy the gels and the lamp and things to do them myself, but quite frankly, people train to do nails for a reason. So I can botch over my nails and paint them, but apparently it's all about the prep. So I wasn't prepping my nails properly, and then I definitely wasn't soaking them off properly, and I was ultimately wrecking them. So if I have them done like once a month, then they actually stay quite nice and they grow, and they put some strong gel stuff over the top, and they are feeling quite strong because my nails are naturally kind of, you know, like when you get small babies and they have really peely, bendy nails, that's how my nails are naturally. So I'm quite pleased that those are my natural nails, and you know, that's like as long as I want them actually. They were actually a lot longer than this a few days ago. They'd grown and grown and grown, but I filed them back because I just felt like I was going to break them all. The children are on their way back now. My husband's finished work early, so I'm going to get on with a little bit more work while I'm waiting for them. And then I'm going to take the girls to the dance class. So today is the day I am going for my appointment. I can't say I'm looking forward to it because gynae examinations, you know, it's not a spa day, is it? But it needs doing, and I'm glad that it's happening. I know we can put these things off a lot, especially with smear tests. When I talked before about going with smear tests, I talked about it here and over on Instagram. I had so many, like I can't tell you how many people I had messaging me saying, I've really been putting this off, I needed this nudge, I'm gonna do it now. So if you have got specifically something gynae you need sorting, like a smear test, just book it, because it may not be the most fun and pleasant experience, but once you've had it done, you're going to feel better because you know it's done. And I know some people worry about going for these tests and things because of what might be found, and I'll admit that that is a factor. I don't know what they're going to find today. I want them to find out why this is happening to me, as opposed to just putting, you know, giving me a solution to try and not trying to fix the root problem, you know, trying to fix the symptoms, not the actual issue. So I want them to find out. Is it nerve-wracking? Yes. But it's better to know, isn't it? Knowledge is power, because when you know what you're dealing with, then you can deal with it. And the sooner you can intervene with anything, that's anything like mental health, physical health, like early intervention is key, isn't it? For being as mentally and physically healthy as we can possibly be. So I'm not especially looking forward to it, but I'll be glad when it's done. I will obviously not vlog the actual procedure. That would be a bit much for anybody. Nobody wants to see that. But I will share how it goes when I get out. On a practical level, I am wearing a dress today. Now, when I went for my abdominal scan, the kind I had when I was pregnant, the standard one, it's a good idea to wear separates to something like that, because you need to pull up your top and down your trousers or whatever just to expose your stomach. So I reached for a dress that day, and that would not have been a good idea because I would have pulled my whole dress up and shown my knickers and everything, which is not necessary. Now for this, I could have worn trousers, but then obviously I would only have a top on. So if the weather's a bit icky, I can put leggings under this, but I've still got a dress on, which is easier to kind of pull up and down in that kind of situation. So it's not essential. You can wear whatever you want to these things, whatever makes you comfortable. But might I suggest that you think about these wardrobe things before going to these appointments, because it just might make you feel a bit more comfortable when you get there. It's back in the car now from my appointment. It wasn't the consultant that I spoke to yesterday that I saw. It was some people from his team, I suppose, but just really lovely group of women. Everyone that saw me today was just really sweet and made me feel really at ease. I think they're used to people going into like gynae exams and things feeling really nervous. I think that's quite normal. So asked all my medical history and things, took my blood pressure, and then they did the biopsy, and I have had the coil fitted, and I've had bloods done as well. For the coil procedure, they did offer me gas and air. They said it can be quite uncomfortable, and I could have had the option of gas and air if I'd wanted it. I did decline that because I'm obviously driving myself home, so I wasn't sure how like woozy or whatever. I seem to remember when I had gas and air, the only time I've had it was when I was in labour. It made me feel kind of drunk, so I thought I'd better not have that. But they did offer it to me. I decided to just like go back to my rainbow breathing and things like I did when I was in labour if I needed that. But in all fairness, like they had someone really talking to me and kind of distracting me while the procedure was being done. If you've ever got to have it done, it's similar to a smear, so they put like a pad under you in case there's any blood or anything. They took a sample from inside my womb just to be thorough and to make sure there's nothing really sinister going on. I think they're looking for, you know, any cells that are doing things they shouldn't be, but the consultant was quite reassuring. When I spoke to him yesterday, he said this is like really just to tick all the boxes, you know, and to dot the I's and cross the T's. It's not really something he's concerned about. So the coil, again, they said it can be uncomfortable. And I know I've had lots of like people on Instagram and things saying that perhaps they had cramping afterwards. So far, I'm not having any cramping. Whether, you know, that changes over the next few hours, I don't know. So, you know, it wasn't the most pleasant experience I've ever had, I'm going to be honest with you, but the people were lovely and made me feel really at ease. I felt comfortable and safe and like in good hands. And it is pretty similar to a smear test, if I'm honest. So if you are needing to go for a smear test or a gynae appointment or whatever, please just do it, because you're going to feel so much better when you know it's done than if you are waiting to have it done and worrying about it and things. They were saying that how many like women don't go for their smear tests, and then they see the after effects of people that should have had smear tests several years before and then are going in having a cancer diagnosis. So if you do need that kind of appointment, if you need to get like a gynae checkup or you need to go for a smear test, please do it, because the sooner you find out what's going on, the sooner you can get any help you need, or the sooner you can just know that you're okay and you can stop worrying about it. So yeah, overall, I guess I'll report back over the coming months as to how well this coil agrees with me. I did a little like polls and things over on Instagram and asked people for their experiences. The overwhelming majority of people were like, I had the coil that changed my life. Eventually, after a few months, my period stopped and I feel amazing. So that's what I'm hoping for. Obviously, there are some people that have had different side effects and things, and heavy bleeding, but quite frankly, I've had such awful heavy bleeding and such a bad time with my periods. I just had to try something. So if it gives me heavy bleeding, then I'll have to go back in a few months and we'll have to try something else. But for now, I'm going to be quietly hopeful that this works and I can just start to feel more human without having to schedule a few down days every month just to deal with my stupid periods. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this chatty weekly vlog. I will update you in further vlogs, so make sure that you are subscribed with bell notifications on and all that kind of thing. I think the next video I've got for you is the Primark shop with me and haul, so I will put that on screen as soon as that's live. See you guys soon. Bye.